Well, I've had one or two other people look at the arrow,
Yeah.
and you know, there's still this debate as to whether it could be a genuine medieval arrow. We've had enough people with knowledge on medieval arrows to look at it and say, yes, there's a very good chance that it is. But there is always that doubt until it can be proven
Yes.
positively.
And the only way to prove it, I mean, the arrowhead could be bombarded.
It could be a neutron bombardment.
Which would prove it was old fire,
yes.
from the period. But it could be an old arrowhead fitted to a relatively
shaft.
modern shaft
Yes.
that's been kicking around somewhere and has just deteriorated to look old. So the only way really would be to use a little bit of the wood. We're not sure
Yes.
how much the laboratory needs at the moment to carbon date it. And then if the wood was found to be old,
Yes.
then the whole thing would be
Well,
genuine.
there is the question of the Westminster arrow, which is in exactly the same position as this one.
Yeah.
That to all intents and purposes, it is a genuine medieval war shaft. But it hasn't been proven scientifically of the date, and it's the date that is the important thing.
But that didn't have any feathers on it, did it? It was just the shaft
It was
and
just
the head.
the shaft.
Whereas this, the unusual thing
This
about
is
this,
the
you've got the
fletching.
fletches, you've got the binding, the knock end, there isn't a horn insert in it, but there is a piece of leather set into the
There's a pad.
knock end.
Yes.
And that all that has survived. We were given it, or we obtained it from a reenactor at a reenactment event, didn't we, Hector?
Yes, yes.
And he was given it by a chap at an event who said that his son found it when he was renovating a barn.
That's
Now,
correct.
the unfortunate thing, he didn't ask where the barn was.
No.
Or any whereabouts in the barn it was found. It could have been, presumably it would be up on some rafters somewhere, or maybe even in the thatch. I mean, who knows? For it to have survived like this, it must have been in just the right conditions.
That's it. If
do
the
it.
conditions are right, it will survive. And as far as I'm concerned, this has survived. My theory that it is medieval is based on the head itself. It's a type 16 head. It's a 1/2 inch type 16 head. And before I started forging arrowheads, there was no one forging arrowheads with 1/2 inch sockets. They didn't do them in the Victorian period, and they didn't do them prior to that, apart from the medieval period. And as far as I'm concerned, that is a very well forged medieval type 16 head.
And it's well fitted as well.
And it's fitted,
isn't it?
it's all
it
fitted,
looks-
it's all of the piece. The patination on it is absolutely correct. You would have a job to fake something like this.
Yeah.
And that visually, for me, says yes, it's a medieval shaft.
And if it is, this is the only one in existence with the feathers, the binding,
Yes,
complete arrow.
yes.
But it's got to be proved.
Yes,
Really.
but I would hate to have a chunk taken out of it and then them say, oh yes, it is medieval, with a big chunk missing.
Well, it wouldn't be a big chunk. It'd be a little scoop out of.
Yes.
But,
Well,
but
let's
then if
wait
it
and
is,
see.
it is. But at the moment, there's still
There's doubt.
speculation, isn't there?
Oh, gosh.
We've even had people accusing us of faking the whole thing. You know, for what reason? I've no idea. So that's the position we're in. We were hoping that laboratories would use less and less material
Yes.
to be able to
They
date things.
They're making advances all the time now on this testing for age. And I know there's a thought at the moment as to whether the Westminster could be subjected to this testing. If the Westminster Abbey are agreeable to that, and they do it and it works, then I think then we should then say
We know what
we put ours in
Yeah.
as well. If it is proved to be a genuine medieval shaft, then it should be, as far as I'm concerned, in a major museum
Yeah.
because of its unique character.
Yes. Exactly. Because when we're both gone, we'll end up on the skip.
Yes, as most others do.